My injury was that the first time I really ever hurt my back was when I was pregnant with my son, who's now gonna be 18, picking up my daughter who is eating breakfast in like a booster seat on the ground. And I went down to pick her up with this big tummy in the front, and I just fell down on the ground. And I like crawled over to the phone, and it was very, very alarming because I couldn't stand up.
Karen came into us with chronic low back pain that she's been dealing with from 2001 to 2008. Her son was about 1 year old when her back went out, and she was managing in all types of different ways.
So over the years, I just had, I had like a ton of stuff going on. I had a sick father when that back thing happened. I had a ton of things going on physically and emotionally, and it always showed up in my spine, just L4, L5. I did a lot of work with chiropractors, with doctors.
So finally in December 2019, she found us at Barefoot Rehab. Long story short, she's had issues with doctors around feeling heard, around feeling safe, feeling like she can share what she was actually feeling and going through. So a big part of Karen's process was allowing her to feel like she had a voice and that we would hear her, listen to her, and let her know what the truth was, where we were in the part of her process.
I had a freaky cancer scare, a tumor in my kidney. My dad had it first. And so all this stuff, I had pushed it down, so to speak, and I wasn't really dealing with it well. Went to therapists, I went to doctors, I went to physical therapists, I went to see, all kinds of guys. And it wasn't until somebody said like, what if this keeps happening? I rehabbed in a pool and I became a water fitness instructor. After I rehabbed in the water, I was still moving and I was getting a lot of relief. But I'll say, I always still had this back pain. And it wasn't until I met Chris that I realized it was just like, oh my God, I'm meeting this guy for like a reason, I would have never met the guy. My sister always talked about him. She talked about him as being a healer. She talked about him as being a little bit of a weirdo, like we could all be weird, right? And I was like, it was like a kind of like a God thing. I would say it was like a divine thing. And he and I really liked each other.
Somebody's got to teach. I didn't teach you. You taught yourself to breathe.
I'm going up here.
Yeah. 3 1/4 flat, Nicholas. Do you feel anything?
And I was like, that's it. I'm meeting this guy because this guy's the back guy who could help me with my back. And the pain would like transfer into this hip, or sometimes it would transfer into that hip. And I had all these excuses and all these doctors I'd seen and all this stuff I had done. And I was like, I got nothing to lose. I got to go see this guy because I don't want to end up in a wheelchair. And I'm not saying I was gonna, but I was just like, I think there's more I could do. And this guy, I want to see this guy and I just want to see what it's all about. And so I started that process of having a conversation with them to see if I was actually a good fit for them and they were a good fit for me. And it was a total hit.
So, at this point, you're doing great, and this feels like about the top. So now let's stretch these out. So, Nicholas, let's say 3 weeks. That's okay.
3 weeks comeback.
Yeah. And the goal now is to maintain you at 80% better, and you pay attention to all the other variables.
Okay.
Diet, exercise, strengthening, sleep, stress, emotions.
I think the greatest thing that happened to me is that right before the pandemic, I had seen Chris maybe for the second time. And we were all in a house and I was amazed at what I could do. That, we were all stuck in the house. My biggest issues come from like I'm gonna put my hands on my knees just to like sort of protect my lower back, but like pushing in the front, vacuuming, picking up laundry, house cleaning and stuff like that. was difficult on my back. Sitting for a long time, my hips would like slouch down. I'd be bothering my lower back. And so, I mean, I've just gone like a full, like, you know, like 180. I can do almost anything I want, from like running. I trim the hedges. I was like, okay, we're stuck in the house, let's mulch. We took hikes. And I'm not saying I do the same stuff I used to do when I was, you know, 26. But I am so thrilled I can, you know, run the stairs at, you know, Morristown High School and do a little workout with my daughter. You know, I can modify stuff a little bit so it's not, you know, I don't have to do the workouts. It's like, you know, my tongue's hanging out. But I can do the workout and I can stay fit and I can move like anybody else can.
Slide all the way back towards me.
Good. How are you? Yeah? That makes me happy.
You know, when you have pain like that and it triggers in your brain, my brain is starting to go, oh no, I'm not like that anymore. I'm like this. And so that is the best thing I could ever tell you about Chris. That like his simple magic, it's magic. It's like a brilliance that the guy has. And he'll hug you when you come in the door, or ask you if he can hug you. You know, he just has something incredibly unique to him about himself that you gotta go find out, and you gotta go see if it works for you.
So she agreed to pursue care with us, and long story short, after 10 treatments, she was 90% better and she was ecstatic. A few weeks ago, she sent me a video of her sprinting on her cell phone, and she was so fired up and excited about it.
Keep your chest more upright. There you go. How's that strain?
That's so good, it feels great.
Nothing.
Nothing, feels fab. I have recommended this, believe it or not. A lot of girls bitch about pain. A lot of people complain about pain, and I think one thing that we all do, and I don't want anybody to do this anymore, is like, you know what you've got, so you're gonna stay with it because you know what you're gonna get if you stay with it. And you know how to manage it your own way. But I would say take it like one step further, right? Like, it doesn't have to, you don't have to stay in it. You can believe in somebody and just go find out. You have absolutely nothing to lose. So I've recommended this to a neighbor across the street, a buddy that I worked with. She just complained about her back the other day. There are many girls, and I think it's a fear. I'll say that. You know, trust me. Take a step like out of that.
So we just diagnosed her with adhesion and then listened to her and heard her, and she was comfortable in allowing us to take care of her and make her life better.
So yeah, that disc on the x-rays right here. That's where it's degenerated.
Rooted?
Sure.
I'm like so babying this back line.
Well,
You kind of brought that to me. You know, like baby it.
I like the word respecting better. Because if you continue to strengthen and listen to it, you wouldn't necessarily be babying it in the future. It's just a matter of not ignoring it the way that you have in the past.
You will be so happy for yourself if you just can say like, wow, I'm getting out of this pain and I'm on top of it. It's completely manageable. It's completely manageable now. And it came to me through, like, I swear to God, a divine intervention. I didn't call Chris myself. So I just think, I feel blessed and grateful.